Hi, my name is Mette Hansgaard. I'm a Danish artist from Copenhagen. I do watercolor paintings and I've been doing it for many years. I have watercolor workshops and I've also been teaching in Denmark and also in Greenland. When you want to start doing watercolor paintings, I recommend you to buy a box with at least 12 pieces of colors. So you start having the box to begin with, and then you can always learn to mix up all the colors when you have learned the techniques. Watercolors are compressed materials into little boxes, and you can buy them as they are more like protected from the sun in a high quality, or you can have a study quality. If you buy the art quality, you should know that your colors will last forever in this little box. Sometimes people get this box and then they don't get painted, and after many years they take them forward and say, now I want to paint watercolor, and then they still work. So you will never lose money buying a nice box of watercolor. Before you enter your workshop or a classroom, you should unpack your colors. You can make a little color test on each color and see what color they are, and then you can remember the name of the color. As you can see, when you buy a box, they can come in several colors, and they have numbers, so the number will tell what kind of color you're painting with. It also have a name. There's like lemon yellow, cadmium yellow. They have all kinds of different names, and you can see here how many colors there are. Now we are going to talk about brushes. You need 3 kinds of brushes. You have one in a wide size, you have a smaller wide size, and then we have these, and they are like very slim. So these are for details. And you need these different kind of brushes to do different kind of techniques. So that's why it's good to have different kind of brushes. I go for brush number 6, 8 and 12. The size depends on where you are shopping them, so be aware that they can be variated in size and how big they are. I always recommend watercolor paper in high quality, 300 grams at least, and then you need to choose with a rough surface. The rough surface will give you a gift within techniques, and that is why I recommend this type of paper. I prefer Hahnemulle, Artclasses, and also Saunders Waterford. If you are living in a place where it's hard to get watercolor paper, then it might be more tricky for you to paint with watercolor. You can always try on hard paper, but the paper will not absorb the water the right way, so you might feel it a bit tricky, but that should not stop you from trying. You can also find other kinds of study watercolor paper that you can use. Try different papers and you will find your favorite. In the next step, we're going to talk about extra things you need for watercoloring. For example, this pencil, it's just an ordinary pencil. You can use this for drawing on your watercolor paper before you're going to paint your painting. There are different kinds of pencils. You might have noticed that some pencils have a B in the end and some have an H in the end. The B means it's soft and the H means it's a hard pencil. Pencil has a 4B on it. It's extremely soft and it will place all the material down to your paper. So I recommend you use an ordinary pencil. We also use a rubber to remove the pencil stroke from the paper before we are painting. This was the video about materials for watercoloring if you are new within watercoloring. But I have 2 more tips for you before you leave this video. The one thing is you have to remove your pencil strokes before you add water and ink to your drawing. If you are painting above your pencil strokes, you cannot remove them again after. So this was one tip for you right now. Also, I have one more tip for you. You are going to paint with your watercolors. It's a nice idea to have a plate where you can add the colors on. Then you can add water to it and make them wet, and you can make different kinds of bluish or red color on your plate. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please give it a like and I'll be very happy. Please feel free to join my Art Club Nordic on my website and find my watercolor sessions online, where you also get an ebook with instructions for several ways to make paintings within watercolor. You can book me for events or workshops. I have an art studio in Copenhagen and I also do some traveling in the north. So feel free to contact me for questions. Have a nice day.